we go on to the next turn. So here we go. Let's move a little quicker this time. Sandra's going to go. Sandra. Okay, there's the gym. So she's going to go to the gym, increase her notoriety. She's going to place a cube and remove two, much like the other place. Almost exactly. So we're going to place this here to represent her increase in notoriety. She's going to cross that bar, which is going to have other police moving towards her, as maybe you'll see. She's going to place a cube on the weight room. There's that. So if she eventually places a cube on the disco, the dance club here, then she's going to get this little bonus, which would be an extra action. So that wouldn't be good. She's going to remove two cards from the right side here. Are gone. And we shift all these over like last time. So she kind of cycles through those. Oh, there's a card there I really want. I want to make sure I get it before she cycles it out. And that is her turn. Moving on here to Lieutenant Costa. The casino is not out yet. Grocery store A is not out yet. There's B and D out there. There's B. Is B adjacent to me? No. Grocery store B is right there. I'm over here. So that is not adjacent to me. Flipping, the bar is not even out there yet. D. Okay, here we go. So grocery store D is right there. That is adjacent to me. Or adjacent, the tile adjacent to me. So Lieutenant Costa is going to move there. Going to decrease his notoriety, which again is already at the lowest, but so we'll put that back up. And then he's going to take the top three locker cards, and these are actually going to score for him. So that's not good. So he's going to take just off the top these three locker. We don't know what kind of money he just took out, but he just took out a lot, and he's going to be able to score one of those at the end of the game. One of, and you can see there's another stack available here for more, be it locker or exit tiles, as maybe you won't see those, but there's 5 stacks available here at the end of the game. He might potentially score a lot of points from. So these would all get shuffled back in, but well, I'll do that real quick. All right, those all got shuffled again, and his turn is over with. Now it is my turn. So I'm going to have to, if I leave this tile, I'm going to have to either avoid this guy somehow or take a wound. And I think that I want to get over here, let's see here, to the gym and get some money out, or maybe Safe House 2. I could get some money out of Safe House 2 there. Maybe that's the better move. Up to the Safe House up here. We're going to go 1 and then 2. Now I have to avoid him. I don't really have a way to avoid him yet. Oh, I do. I could use my gang, but I want to use my gang when I have a bunch of police on the same tile to avoid. So instead, I'm just going to take a wound because there's only one police officer I had to avoid there. So bum deal, but that's way better than just using this. I want to really use this when it counts, when I've got like at least 3, preferably, maybe just 2, but at least 3 cops to avoid, because it'll help me avoid all of them. Otherwise, if there was 3 and I couldn't avoid any of them, I'd take 3 wounds. That'd be super bad. So we're good with that. We have made it to Safe House 2. At Safe House 2, we actually have the little income symbol on our card here. So we're going to take out income. But first, we have to place our cube there. So Safe House 2, I'm going to place this in the little income spot, which means then I look at my board. My board now shows 7. So I'm going to get 7 moolah. And there we go. Got my money over here. That was my income. And now I get to do everything that I did the last time, which is basically, so my notoriety goes down by 1. I would note that by moving that little notoriety token. I get to take any key that I want. I think I'm going to take a green key. And that will go in my 2 spot here. So now I've got a brown and a green key. And then lastly, I could buy a fixer tile. And I think I will. Let's see here. What do we want? Maybe we just want a little first aid. We could get extra token. Yeah, let's just get this little first aid one. That'll help me So spend $1. And these fixer tiles you can use anytime. So for instance, I could use this right now, and it says I could move a cube from the red section here from the wound section back to my healed section. But I can do that anytime on my turn. It's just it's an executive action, free action. So I'll just wait. I'm gonna see how this plays out a little bit more. Also too, you have one little band-aid thing as a free action. You flip that over and do the same thing once per game, unless you rest. There is a way to flip that back over after you've used it, but unless you rest, you keep it down for the rest of the game. But I haven't used that yet either. So now I've got 2 ways to heal here, which might come in handy as I keep trying to run from the cops. And that is the end of that day. Checking out our notoriety of, or not the end of that day, that turn. So that was midday. I'm about to move in the afternoon, so we're going to look at our notoriety. So this, she's going to go up. Once she passes this line, that means that anybody with less notoriety than her moves police towards her direction. So I can use that to my advantage, and I get to move for Lieutenant Costa as well as myself. So Sandra's right there. She can't have the same police on there. So we're going to go ahead and pull this one off of me towards her. We'll place it here, and so that's legal, and it's going to give me less police to dodge when I leave this tile. And then we're also, well, there's only let's just go ahead and move this blue one over to her, because if I do get over there, that's certainly when I'd probably want to use the gang to have me avoid these cops without it taking any damage. So I've got 3 bundled up over there. That's good. Now we go back. Orange notoriety would decrease, but he's already down. Me, same thing. I would decrease, but I'm down at the bottom. That represented the notoriety adjustment, and we're now in the afternoon. So back to Sandra. Sandra is going to draw her card. Safe House 3 is not out yet. Oops, let me put this off to the side. Neither is the dance club. The grocery store A is not out. Exit 3 is not out. Safe House 1. So she's going to go to Safe House 1. She's going to decrease her notoriety. So now she's going to go backwards on her notoriety. And if she moves over that line again in the future, we get to move off. Anyway, so you can reactivate a line over and over again if you move back and forth, back and forth. So she gets to place a cube on Safe House 1, right there. And she herself is going to remove a random fixer tile and a key. So there's only 1 key left. And then a random fixer tile, I'll just do that. There we go. I'm just going to pull this one out of here, which would have allowed me to get some income. That's all right. That's actually not a bad one to lose. So that's out of the game for me. And she has taken her turn. These would get shuffled back into her deck. But it would go over here to Lieutenant Costa. He's going to go. There is no exit 3. Oh, and I forgot to move. So Sandra moves over here to Safe House number 1. Now, Lieutenant Costa is going. Lieutenant Costa wants to go where I am or adjacent to me. There is no Dance Club 2. So he hasn't been a 2. So he's going to join me here at Safe House 2. In doing so, he's going to lose some notoriety. He's already at the lowest. We keep visiting safe houses, which decreases our notoriety. He's going to place a cube there at 2. He's going to take a random key. So let's see here. Again, I'm just going to kind of do this action, and we'll just drop a key. Okay. He's taking a brown key from that. That will be removed essentially from the game. And then he's going to take a random fixer tile. So I'm just going to go up here. I'm not going to look here for a second, and I'm just going to grab one. So this is going to get removed from the game. This would allow you to kind of recharge your stuff that you've used. Right. So these are going to go back. And Done that. Lieutenant Costa is done. These cards would get shuffled back in. I'll do that later. And I would take my turn. I am right here. I will what? Well, let's see here. What can I make it? I could go 1 and then 2, 3. Again, I can cross this body of water. It doesn't have an F on this tile, but it is touching a tile with the ferry system. So I can walk across that water just like it was. Oh, Lieutenant Costa moved over. I keep forgetting to move them. So Lieutenant Costa is here, which is a bummer, because now to move out of there, I have to bribe him. I have to spend $3. And then I have to take probably a damage from that guy, because I still don't have any way to really... So the other thing I could do is I can visit this little hospital here, which I may want to do. Because if you visit a hospital and you stay on the same tile, you don't have to dodge them. You're staying, you didn't have to make a break for it. You can stay hidden within this tile, and you don't have to try to avoid them at all. So I think I'm going to stay on this tile, and I'm just going to move, 1, 2. You always have to move somewhere. I'm going to go to this hospital place, which represents it's a clinic. So I can heal a wound, unlock an asset tile, and take a contact card. Because I never left this tile, I don't have to do any avoiding here. So I am going to heal a wound. So I'm going to heal a wound. I can unlock an asset tile. So these are asset tiles. And I want to make room for, I can't place any more of these here until I remove one of these. So I think because that red guy, the FBI is there, I'm going to take this asset tile, I'm going to place it right here. You take an asset tile when you can remove them from your board, you place them here, and then if you ever want to activate them, you have to pay the money underneath there to activate them. When you activate them, it's going to be worth $10 at the end of the game. All of them are geared that way. And each asset tile that you remove goes to the most expensive spot until you get to the one that's free. So they get cheaper to actually use as you move your way up. And so anyway, so I've unlocked an asset tile. Now that has also unlocked a space where I can put more of, fixer tiles, or maybe I'll go buy one of these tiles at a store perhaps. Now I've got some room for it. And what else? What's the last thing I can do? I can take a contact card. Yes, take a contact card. Now I don't want Sandra to get this extra action. So I'm going to take this fixer right here, and I'm going to place that there. You don't pay for it when you grab it. You pay for it once you use it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to slide those over and replace this card. So there, I've got a contact card now here to use. Allow me to take an extra action. And I'm done. Now, before I say I'm done, I think I will actually use this. I think I'm actually going to use this so I can take an extra turn where they will not be able to. So I'm going to spend 3. And this is a free action using on your turn to use one of your contact cards. Now I have to flip this over. I'm going to get some notoriety for using this fixer. So I have to adjust this up. But now I'm going to reach over and grab one of these extra action tokens. Place that right there. That is available to me. I can decide when I want to use that, if I want to use it. And I am done. Now we go over here. Normally, this is kind of the end of the day. This goes there. We see notoriety. We got to adjust it. Yellow goes down by 1. Lieutenant Costa goes down by 1, but can't. I go up by 1 because I use that fixer. And so yeah, so I place that there, and I go up by 1. And now I can decide if I want to use my extra action. I think I do. I'm going to use my extra action. And so I'm going to lose this little extra action token. This goes here. However, Lieutenant Costa and Sandra did not have an extra action tile. So I get to take an action by myself, all my lonesomes. I still have to follow all the rules, but I just get an extra movement here. So what do I want to do with that? Maybe I want to go here and buy myself a little little disguise over here, or some way to, or not a disguise, but a way to avoid the police. So, because I'd have to go 1, 2, 3. Can I really get anywhere else? Or 1, 2, 3 would get me there, but then I can't really get anywhere after that. So yeah, so we're going to make a break for it. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now by doing that, I have to avoid who I've left on the tile. So I have to avoid a red police officer and Lieutenant Costa. Lieutenant Costa cost me 3 to just escape from. So I think I will, oh my gosh, it's a lot of money just to make that little move there. But I'm going to get some money during the income phase of next round. Oh, but you know what? I could do this. Oh man, do we want to do that? And that way I don't have to spend 2. Yeah, we're just going to do this. We're going to spend our, oh, we already spent the $2. So I'm just going to use this gang to distract Lieutenant Costa and that FBI agent up there. Now I've avoided them. I don't have to pay this. This would just allow me to move that, the red officer there off the tile and not have to avoid him. But it would cost me $4 to activate it. And I'm kind of low on money. I've only got $5, $10. I want to have some money for the store. So I've avoided them using that tile. Now I'm here at the grocery store. And at these stores, I can take a gasoline token, I can buy 1 or 2 equipment tiles, and I can use 1 key to open a locker. So first, we'll just take the gas. This is going to allow me 1 free movement point, which would have come in handy, you know, earlier, but now I've got 1 extra movement point there. Then I can buy something here, up to 2 things, and it costs $2. Well, this $3 one allows me to avoid SWAT or locals. This is locals, FBI, SWAT. So I think I will just give myself a little more. I'm going to spend 5, and I'm going to get 2 back. So there's that. I'm going to spending the 5. I'm going to buy this particular asset tile, or not asset tile, but just gizmo that's going to help me dodge either or. I don't get to dodge both, but either or as needed in the future. And then lastly, it says I can use a key to unlock a locker tile. So first we have to see if we pass the prerequisite. The prerequisite is to open a green locker tile, your notoriety plus your contact cards has to be greater than 1. Well, my notoriety is at 2 and I have 1 contact card, so I've got 3. So I could open a green locker tile. However, here I'd need to be same thing, notoriety plus contact cards 5 or higher. I do not have the notoriety to be able to, I can't open up a black locker or a brown locker. So I can only open up the green one, and I do happen to have a green key. So I'm going to use my green key, flip it over, it stays permanently like that. And now I get to look or draw basically the number of tiles here according to my contact cards plus 1. Well, I have 1 contact card, plus 1 is 2. So I get to draw 2 of these, and they're already shuffled, so I get to draw 2 and see and keep 1, of course. Well, I got the one that's worth nothing. You can see here it says 1's worth nothing, 3 are worth 60, 1's worth 90. So I'm going to keep this bag of money right here. This would be shuffled back in that there, but I'm going to take this bag. Now, if I take this bag of money, I don't have any room for it here anymore. The only way I can make room for it is to I can remove one of these, but if I drop some gear to replace it with other gear, my notoriety increases because I'm leaving a track behind me that they're picking up on. And I think I'm going to do that because I definitely want to keep the money. But maybe I don't. I mean, I spent 1 for this. Yeah, I'm going to do that. It's going to increase my notoriety. But this is going to count for 60 points for me at the end of the game. So, got it. I'm going to do that. And that was my store visit. I am done. Now I go over to here. It's going to increase my notoriety. I'm the only person that went. And because I dropped some gear behind, my notoriety is going to increase. So this goes up. Now when this goes up, I get to remove, excuse me, another asset tile, one of these. And I'm going to do that here. But first, anybody who's behind me would move their police officers. Lieutenant Costa and Sandra are going to move police officers towards me. And again, I can try and use this to my advantage. Well, yeah, so I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to move. How do I want to do this? Well, let's do this blue one here. And then let's have, maybe I'll just have Lieutenant Costa for Sandra. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll have Lieutenant Costa follow me. I think I can do that because I could have basically Sandra move Lieutenant Costa. And Lieutenant Costa is basically any of these and none of these. So there could be a time where all five, you know, this is the most amount of police I could have on a tile. So there's Lieutenant Costa. Okay. Because yeah, I think I'm going to go over here tomorrow and pay the gang members here to help me make a break for it. Yes, indeed. I think that's the plan. All right. I think that is it. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot to unlock an asset tile. So when your notoriety goes up, you do unlock things. So there's a benefit to it. And I think I'm going to take this one right here. You can take any one you want. You just got to slide everything to the right. This is going to allow me to avoid anyone on one tile. And I'll place that right there. Of course, to use it, I have to spend 3 money. Excellent. We're starting to fill out the board here. I've already gotten in, busted into a locker, pulled out some money. I've got, I found some extra gas to help me move around the city. I've unlocked some abilities here that are going to help me make an escape. This will allow me to get an extra action if I want later on in the game. I've still got a little money left, but you can see they're clamping down hard. They are after me. They are on to me here as I've gone to this grocery store. My notoriety is getting a little bit of the best of me, drawing too much attention, but I will get out of this. Hopefully, well, let's finish this up. No one's going to take another extra action. We'd basically reset, and then the day would begin. Again, we'd have to adjust this. Now, I would end up going first because I have the highest notoriety, but that would be after I get my income and place more tiles out on the board. Then I would change the turn order. I would be basically going first starting tomorrow because of my notoriety. Gives me a little advantage there as well. Disadvantages and advantages to having a high notoriety, but at the end of the game, you kind of want to have lower notoriety because it will count against you if you're way up. You know, if you're all the way at the top, you're going to lose $100 of your score at the end of the game. So you want to find a way to kind of decrease that near the end. But hopefully that gives you a good idea of your experience playing Escape Plan solo. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, I am Board Game Rants, and I am out.